What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, we have some very cool things to talk about, and of course it is for Spider-Man PS4. But before I continue into this stuff, to kick off this video, I do have some great news, and that is that Spider-Man PS4 is now available on the PlayStation Now, which is great because if you play, of course, a subscription for that, you can now get a hold of this game alongside other games like Just Cause 4. Now, of course, a PC port for this game would be very cool, and it's something that is very much still in anticipation. But I guess the big thing and the big reason for that is purely mods. I mean, if this game lands on PC, do you realize that every expectation or thing you wanted in the original game will be created in the PC version? And I mean, it literally is just mods. I don't need to say anything else. Now, another cool thing is that you can get in for a chance to win a game of your choice again, thank you to Instant Gaming. And before I do continue into the video, we do have a very cool sponsor that sent me something cool, so big shout out to BenQ. I'm going to roll this advert and then we'll continue into the video. Alright guys, so before we do continue into this video, it is proudly sponsored by BenQ, which is a very cool company because they have sent me the gaming projector, which is the TH585. Now, it is what you guys are seeing in the background, and to be completely honest, I am not being paid to say this, but I've never ever, I guess, felt the need to have a projector in my life, especially for gaming. But since having this, it is just so hard to go back to normal gaming the way I did. And you would see that before I'd have my monitor on my desk, and then now I've of course changed it to the projector, and I think it is really cool. Now, what makes this even better than most of the things out there is the features that it does have. So you've got immersive gaming, it's full HD 1080p, it's really responsive. You will see some examples in the background of me playing UFC, and there is just no interference at all. It is just so smooth in terms of the way, you know, the visual aspect goes with it, to the colors and everything. It really does run smooth. You do also have different modes which you can, I guess, alter using the control that does come with it. Now, on the camera it's quite difficult to see it exactly, but you have things like cinema mode, game mode, etc., and each of them enhance that individual aspect to, of course, the name. So with game mode, it just, you know, gives you that more enhanced mode with fine-tuned contrast and better image saturation in terms of, you know, especially if you're in a bright environment, as opposed to the cinema mode. But you guys need to go ahead and check this out. The link is in the description below. You are definitely missing out. It really is a solid bit of gear for your gaming setup. So again, thank you BenQ. All the links are in the description below. Alright, so diving into the real grimy stuff, I guess. I don't know, I'm just trying to compare something of actually digging into the information, okay? So, a couple of weeks ago, we did have our first ever, I was going to say official rumors, but first ever rumors with a bunch of information that makes you question, is it a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that works in Insomniac Games? It was one of those situations. However, there was a bunch of information in there that I did make a video about, right? And that being said, I was reading the comments on that video and there was a lot of speculation going on, so I thought, hey, now would be a great time to actually take the time to talk about some ideas of the do's and don'ts, especially of the rumors that we do have for this game as it stands. And just to clear up the thing in terms of release date and so forth, nothing is official about this whatsoever. But hey, leave your comments in the comment section below on things that you'd actually like to see the next Spider-Man game have. And hey, you know, maybe we'll talk about it once in a while and just share everybody's ideas. Now, I wanted to, I guess, share my thoughts on the first thing, which is about the setting of the game. Now, the rumor does have it that they are adding Queens and Brooklyn boroughs, okay, but it's still essentially Manhattan in New York. Thank you to someone actually did point that out to me. But that being said, this is something that is going to be changed, okay? However, if it does turn out to, you know, I guess be smooth, everything is real, I would absolutely love the ability to actually travel to other locations within New York City purely for photo opportunities. Now, I even posted something in my community tab the other day of just a screenshot, well, a photo that was taken in game that was posted on Reddit, but it really did show me that, hey, this game is a great game for photo opportunities, and I think if you had the ability to actually travel over to, well, I guess all around New York City for key, you know, I guess aspects in the game and so forth to actually get pictures would be very, very cool. But the great thing of the great idea, okay, the great thing of the great idea doesn't make sense, but we're gonna roll with it, okay, is about weather conditions. Now, of course, I mean, I'm talking a weather-based system where, you know, for example, we're talking rain. I mean, if it was like wintertime, Christmas time, they just add a snowy New York. I mean, these are things that would be very, very good. Very, very, very key, actually. Essentially special add-ons, right? Just for things like this, and they will all have their kind of effects and so forth. I mean, if it was nighttime and it's raining and you're web swinging and you're going into combat, it's not going to be, you know, I guess the easiest of things, for example, but it's something that I really did want to see in the main game alongside a day and night cycle, really. That is something very, very key in my opinion. Again, you go in the comment section below and leave your thoughts on that. Now, I'm recording this part after I recorded the original video because I completely forgot about it, but one of you guys basically mentioned on the video that I did talk about the rumors is that you hope we can get an animation where we can web swing between cars, and also that you really want to see a change in Peter's personality with a black suit, and I really didn't want to miss this off in the video, so I think it's a great idea, and I think in terms of gameplay, and the more we're going to talk about in this video as well, would make a very, very big impact to more things I'm going to talk about in this video. But you guys get in the comment section below and leave your thoughts on this idea, especially because animations is very much a core thing, especially with this game, and I guess open world games in general. Now, the next one, I know I might get a lot of hate for this, but it's an actual villain, and that's not to say that we didn't have, you know, I guess bad villains in the original game, but with the rumors and so forth, like, I'm not really keen on the villains that are being leaked on that as well. But one thing that is safe to say is that from the start of the game to the end credit scene of course the last game, it's fairly obvious that Venom is set to make an appearance, and hopefully he will be the game's main villain. I think it would just be an absolute smashing story mode. Considering they made the first game absolutely phenomenal, I think if Venom was really, you know, the main villain in the next game, it would be insane. It would absolutely be mental. Now, the second to last thing that I want to talk about is an extended map. Now, when I say an extended map, I'm not talking essentially, well, I guess maybe a more denser map would be the correct term to put. So, of course, an extended map is essentially bigger, and that's kind of what I was linking to about, you know, actually traveling to other locations, but a more deeper map. So, purely just for more interactions with NPCs that essentially can rank you up in points and ultimately give you that good or bad name. And the reason I say this is because going on the rumor that Miles is actually going to be a playable character, as it stands in that rumor, they did say that they don't know if it's actually going to be, you know, a type of system, or I think they did, I can't remember off the top of my head, but like in GTA and like in other games nowadays where you can just have multiple characters and switch to them at any point, I don't think it was 100% confirmed as far as that goes, and whether or not you're just going to be playing as him in missions, but let's just go on the basis that it's multiple characters and you can, you know, I guess seamlessly switch into both characters. Now, with, you know, going on the basis that you have that ultimately good personality or bad personality, I think that would be great, because if Miles is a playable character, it would be good to almost have that rep competition in the game that can, you know, ultimately give you control. And competition especially, and then it leads to, you know, things like multiple endings and so forth, and again, these are all parts of the rumors, so bear with me, okay? These are things that, you know, sometimes like it sounds so good to be true, but hey, I'm going on the basis of the information we have as it stands, because hey, we haven't got anything from Insomniac Games yet. Now, the release date is the final thing I want to talk about, and it's something that I actually feel very much 50-50 on. Now, the rumor is that 2021 is the year of Spider-Man PS5, assuming that that is what everyone will just call it, but it seems like a lot of people would actually rather not have that. So, into perspective, okay, the core game is done. There is a base for it, and the only other rumor mentioned in terms of a major change is the web swinging system. I mean, we were talking about more realistic web swinging, more dynamic, whatever you really want to call it, just more intense web swinging, but it's not going to be very, very easy, I guess, or maybe it just has more features. Now, that being said, I would love them to maybe focus on this game for a long run as opposed to a short run like Spider-Man PS4. And that just means consistent updates / DLCs rather than a new game every time that eventually becomes like the Assassin's Creed of Marvel. And that's really it. So I want you guys to get in the comment section below and leave your thoughts on all of this stuff. We're talking villains, a more in-depth map, an actual setting where you can travel to multiple different settings, and of course what you think about a PlayStation, well, Spider-Man PS4 hopefully getting, well, it wouldn't make it an exclusive, that's the only thing. I mean, it's very much of anticipation, and that probably would actually, I'd add that onto the list, make the next game on PC, because we're talking mods, or just something where you can have some type of custom creation. It would do well, guaranteed. But guys, that's going to wrap up this video. As always, subscribe for more awesome content if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and until the next one, adios amigos.